All right, Joey here, Dixie Doggers. We're back in the studio again. We just came off a little hiatus, and we done an episode last week to try to get you guys caught up on what's been going on, things of that nature. And we appreciate y'all hanging in there with us. I know we hadn't been putting out a lot of content lately, but that's what we're working on. Also, we're starting to. In the past we've done a few episodes. We've had a couple guys that had squirrel dogs and had Mike Sapp. He had the coyote hounds, stuff like that. So we're trying to branch out a little more, and we wanted to involve more coon hunters. I got a guy here with me tonight. I've known him a pretty good while. He might not really be a for real coon hunter, but he plays one on TV sometimes, usually late at night. This is Juston Tankersley. Justin's been messing with coon dogs, well, ever since I knowed him, but I mean, he's got a few of them old shit-eating hog dogs too. And so it fits the bill pretty good because he does both, so, you understand the concept of the hog hunting and the way the hog dogs work, and you understand the tree dog part of it, Tree dogs are totally different than what we're running. So give us, introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and how old you are and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm from Coleman, Alabama. I'm 27-year-old, and I've been in the coon hunting business since, I guess my dad started me, and I was probably 5, 6 years old. Started hunting with him, and always hunted them old blue tick hounds, and which now you kind of venture out and hunt anything that give you a paycheck, I guess.
Yeah, whatever's putting it up.
But it's been a lot of years in it, and we've been several years in and out of the hog dog business, and it's just one of the things that gets in your blood. It's there. There ain't no getting rid of it.
There you go. So, what kind of dogs are you running now? Or you got your own coon dogs now, or are you just handling mostly?
Well, mostly just handling. I've got an old red bone hound. He just hangs around. He's done a lot of winning. He's a pretty good dog. He just kind of lays around on chain now. But I handle dogs for a guy out of Tennessee, Walker Hounds. And I got a little female right now. She's a pretty nice little dog. She's done a lot of winning. She's just still young. Got a lot to learn to get where she needs to be.
Now, what do you call a young? How old?
She's fixing to be 3.
Okay.
So she's really, a lot of people would call her a seasoned hound, but I don't. I've been in it long enough. I know the difference.
Yeah.
And she still does a lot of stupid things that she shouldn't do. But at the end of the day, she's under a coon when she gets treed. So
she's pretty accurate on.
Yeah, she's usually pretty accurate.
So you just went out there to Georgia to a hunt.
Yeah, we just went a few weeks ago to Roberta, Georgia, to the ACHA World Hunt, and I was handling an English dog for a buddy of mine. I'd actually never been in the woods with a dog. I didn't know what he sounded like or nothing.
Really?
And we made the top 9 down there and got put out. Late on Saturday night, we got put out. But hey, out of a lot of dogs there, we made the top 9 with something I'd never been in the woods with.
There was a lot of dogs, yeah. And that comes into, which I know there's listeners out there right now that they probably don't really understand where you're coming from when you say, well, I ain't never hunted a dog. They think, well, you just carry the coon dog out and turn him loose. The handling part in the competition side of it, and that's something I've never been in, the competition stuff. And I'm learning a lot, especially since we opened the store.
Yeah. Man,
and I want to, and I try to learn. I try to absorb everything I can. There's a lot to it. Dude,
there is.
You got to know that dog.
You do.
You got to know dogs.
You've got to know what you're hunting inside and out. I mean, you've got to. You don't just take one and go expect to win the world with him. You can't just take one out of the pen that you don't know nothing about and expect to bring home a paycheck. It just don't work that way. You've got to spend night after night in the woods with these hounds. You've got to know they've got so many different barks on how to know when to call them and when to put them on a scorecard.
Mm-hmm.
And the scoring system, the way it works and the different times, there's a lot to it you got to learn, and there's a lot of rules. You've got ACHA, you've got UKC, you've got PKC, now you've got Pro Sport, and Pro Sport's all about the truck hunts.
Mm-hmm.
You pay a big money entry fee and you win a truck if you win.
Man.
And every different registry's got their own different set of rules. Yeah, they may be similar, but there's a lot that's different. A lot of time rules that are different, and it's a lot to learn. If you're going to competition hunt and do it and expect to win, there's a lot to learn. There was a lot of nights as a kid. My dad used to tell me, "Hey, if you want to win, you need to know your rules." There'd be a lot of nights instead of playing video games or watching TV, I'd be laying in the bed reading a rule book.
Well, that's
learning inside and out.
Well, like I said, that's why you can take a dog that you've never been in the woods with and go to a large scale competition hunt and place in the top 10. And like you said, knowing the rules and how they work. Like you said, I know a lot of them will be the same or similar,
Yeah.
but all of them are different.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're used to hunting one registry and then you go over this other hunt, you got to keep all that shit separate.
Yeah, you do.
You know, if you're hunting a whole bunch of different things, man, that's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's, like you got PKC. Well, your PKC hunts, you're looking at, most time it's a $30 entry for a hunt on a Monday or Tuesday night. And it might pay $72 to win. No big deal. Everybody hangs out. Everybody gets along. You're friends. Yeah. You get to a big scale hunt, and there's an attitude change. When you got big money on the line,
yeah, it's different.
It's a different world. It's a different animal. A lot of people, they can't handle it. I mean, they're just, they fold under pressure. And there's just a lot of people, it's just not for them.
Yeah, it can definitely get different when the bigger money's involved. Now, and that's the thing. Like I said, I've never done the competition on the coon hunts and stuff, but I have went on some of the hog dog competitions. You know, to where you've got this one place you go to and it pays $1,000, and you got this other place that pays $10,000. Like you said, there's a big damn attitude difference in the people here and the people there, and it's the same damn people.
Yeah,
it's just where you're at the time and where you're located.
It's the competition of it is all.
That's right. The Alabama though, man, we've had a lot of good dogs come out of Alabama.
Yeah, there's
general,
been quite a few.
As overall.
Yeah,
I've been looking at a lot of stuff here lately, researching some stuff, and I'm like, Alabama turns out a lot of good coon dogs.
Yeah, and not just really the dogs as far as handlers. I mean, you've got guys that, I mean, he probably wouldn't mind me mentioning his name, Michael Ward out of Coleman. Yeah. I've known him for years. That's what he does for a living. He hunts dogs, and he's been very, very good at it. I mean, he just.
Well, if you're doing it for a living,
you got to be good.
You got to be good.
And I by no means, I'm not the best in the world. And I've always said if there comes a day I quit learning something new when I go hunting, I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
Because at that point, there's why keep doing it?
Why do it? Yeah.
And that's with anything. That's deer hunting, hog hunting, anything you do. If you get to the point where you can't learn anything new, why do it?
On it? Yeah, that's me. I learn something new every time because my dogs suck. And I'm trying to figure out how in the hell to find a pig for them or something like that. You know. So,
sometimes you wonder if you ought to just go catch a pig yourself and then take dog. Exactly. Here he is.
Like,
come on.
We're gonna train again today, and they're 10 years old. So, but on the what's the biggest hunt that you've been in?
Well, there's been a few. I mean, of course, the ultimate goal is your PKC World Hunt or UKC World Hunt. I've not been to neither one of those. This year, if I can win the money the dogs got to win in PKC, we'll go to the World. Mm-hmm. And it don't take much to get there. I did go to, it's St. Jude. It's a benefit hunt in Parsons, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think it's like 29th annual. I mean, it's every year, and it's benefit for the St. Jude Hospital. So we try to go every year. I mean, it's a great cause to support. And we went up there. I'd actually spent a week at what they call PKC Super Stakes. And that's where you got a dog that's under the age of 3, I believe it is, that can compete in the different classes. And it's like $250 a round. Yeah. And you've got to win the first round and turn around later that night and win again to go on to the quarterfinals or whatever it is. And I'd spent a week up there, and that same little dog I'm hunting now, she just got tired. She was wore out. She just didn't have no energy. She wouldn't go. So we took a night off, and I drove from that was Princeton, Indiana. I drove from Indiana back to Parsons, Tennessee. And I called my boss man that I hunt for her, and I told him, I said, look, she's tired. Before I left, I said, if it's all right with you, we're going to go to Parsons and hunt St. Jude this weekend, since we're not in up here. Because you had to win 2 rounds to get in to hunt Friday night in Indiana. And we wasn't in. So he said, yeah, that's fine. You go ahead. We get down there, and she had a night to rest. Got a hotel that was pet friendly. She got on the other bed and didn't move till 8 the next morning.
She's taking her nap.
She was resting. We went that night. We placed ninth at St. Jude out of 300 and some odd dogs.
That's pretty damn stout.
And she was, and that's just the thing. The little dog I hunt, she's a nice dog, but she wasn't used to being just pushed like I was pushing.
Hammered all the time.
And she needed a little time to rest. They all do. You got to know your dog. That's another aspect of knowing your dog. You got to know when they need a rest. You can't just expect to push them and push them and push them. Eventually, they're just going to shut down on it.
I've told a few people that, and they'll know who I'm talking about. I'm like, hey, we're going to go hunt, say Saturday. We got a big hunt. We're going to go down south, and we're going to do this and this. Yep. Well, they'll go hunt Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And then by the weekend, the dogs don't want to leave the truck.
And they're like, man, I don't know what's wrong with these dogs. Well, they're tired. They're
let them
wore
rest.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, it. And a dog, like you said, a dog can't really just look at you and say, hey, I'm tired. But if you know your dog and it looks at you, you can say, hey, I know my dog's tired.
Yeah.
And they need a little bit of rest. And sometimes that right there will rejuvenate them.
Yeah.
Tell you what else will make them hunt like that. Showtime dog food, baby.
Hey, that's it. I'm telling you. I've been in this business a lot of years with different kinds of hunting hounds, squirrel dog, hog dogs, coon hounds. And I've fed a lot of different dog feeds. I've fed the high end. I've fed the Victor at 70-something a bag. And I'm going to tell you, this Showtime has been the absolute best I've fed anything.
We, Adam was saying that a while ago about that female.
Yeah, she looks great.
Like she can't eat, but just certain.
Yeah, or
feeds.
she gets whelps on her. Yeah. Of course, it's a hound. It ain't like us when they whelp up, but you can see it's like spider veins.
Well, he wanted to feed it. He was like, he said, I really want to try it. He said, but man, I'm scared because we were looking at gluten free and this and that. So he's incorporated. That's what he said a while ago. He said, so far so good.
Yeah, he
said, hey, she's doing good on it. So hey, that right there, that's another. I know it's kind of a shameless plug to throw that out there, but it's not. Literally these dogs, the energy it puts in them, it changed my whole hunting this past year. Like our dogs, the old dogs, 10 years old. I mean, they're hunting like they was 4 or 5 years old. I was like, damn, well, these dudes got some energy now. And you don't realize how much your dog gets beat down on a lesser feed. Not saying that the feed is a bad feed. I'm just saying it's not as good.
Right, yeah.
And I mean that with the utmost respect to all
other. I've fed
individuals.
And there's other feeds I like. But for the price,
no, you can't beat
it.
No,
you cannot beat it.
The $30 to $40 range there, shit. I mean, you can't beat that. And that's and most any feed's gonna be that much. I mean, and especially real good feed is gonna be 50 plus a bag.
Oh yeah. So I mean, look at your Victor. Yeah. It seems like every week it has $1 or $2 increase in price.
Exactly. Somebody's doing pretty good off that. So. But anyway, I did want to bring that up because the last episode we talked, I didn't even really get to bring that up a whole lot on the feed. Quality feed, nutrients, nourishment, all these things count toward that hound being able to push as hard as it can. And then, like you said, there's also that point where they've just done all they can do.
And it's just not. We may be ready to talk about something different, but it's
talk about what you want.
The Showtime. It's not just a feed for your hunting dogs.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, she's feeding it to poodles.
Yeah,
we got a miniature schnauzer that's eating it. My mom and dad, they're feeding it to basset hounds.
Yep,
feeding it to Shih Tzus.
Mm-hmm.
It's been all around. In between my house and my parents, we're feeding over probably right at 30 dogs. Yeah, we go through a lot of Showtime week.
Yeah, y'all do.
A lot of it.
We do the same. That's the way we
But it's some good stuff. I mean, it's proven to not just look good on your hunting dogs, everything.
I had
it's
a guy
just easy keeping feed.
Mr. Kenneth Lay. He was kind of half-hearted about it at first, and he's like, I've been feeding value pack a long time, and I told him, I said, look, I'm not going to force you to do nothing. I said, but I know you'll be happy with it.
You swap from value pack. That's the best decision you ever made in your life.
Yeah. Well, he showed me a picture, and I got on my phone of a bird dog, and when he got it from another individual, and the dog was in pretty bad shape. and in 4 weeks, you can't even tell it's the same dog. His dog looks like a show dog. He said, I need a couple more bags, but I got to have them. And so I think I might even go down there Sunday and go watch these boys shoot some damn quail. He's got a nice place. You can go down there and take a day. You can go down there and spend it. It does not cost a whole lot of money. He's very, very, very economical for what you're going to get. And you can holler at him, Mr. Kenneth Lay. He'll take care of you. Like I said, it's fairly local place. It's down there below Oakman.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, but anyway, like I said, just in bird dogs, man, it really, you had that same deal with the bird dog you got.
Yeah.
Was a little dog was having trouble holding weight as good.
Yeah. She was having a little trouble holding weight, and she was really what it boiled down to. She was really run down from just weaning puppies.
Yeah. Oh, puppies are hard on dogs,
they're
man.
Bad. And not speaking for everybody, because I don't know how everybody does it. I know we raise puppies. My wife handles it. She loves raising the puppies. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But if you're not really paying that great attention to them, a mama dog will get run down before you know what to do about it.
Very quick.
And then you're struggling trying to get them back up and back healthy. And this little dog, she was not that she wasn't took care of. I mean, I know the place she come from. She was took great care of. She was just run down from them puppies. And
that's what I'm saying. It put it back on her quick.
It put it back on her in a hurry. I think the dog probably gained 10 to 15 pounds in the first week and a half, and that was just feeding what the bag says, 3 dry cups a day.
Mm-hmm.
And as many as we feed, you've got to go. A lot of people, they'll just pour the feed in there to them. Here, it's enough. Yeah. Or here, let's give you half a gallon.
Yeah, my son Logan, he'll do that. I'll say, son, you need to cut the feet back on that dog.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, this is a 30-pound jag, and so he'll cut the feed back the same on that one as he will that 80-pound monster over here. And I'm like, look, you got to, for each dog, son, he did. So I got to watch him, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But you also stop and think he's taking care of 40-something head of dogs, you know. He's at that age. He just got them driver's license. He ain't worried about no damn dogs. He's ready to go.
And that can get where when you're taking care of that many, it gets hard to remember. Now, how much am I supposed to feed this one, and then feed this much?
It's a lot to keep up with. Ain't no doubt. But it is a good feed all around. So y'all make sure y'all, you know, if you're not feeding Showtime dog food, and it is hard to get in a lot of areas. So I mean, if you're in the anywhere from Montgomery north, I guess, holler at me. All the way to Tennessee, over in Mississippi. Georgia's got a good bit of it. Parts of Florida, GW and them down in Louisiana, and South Mississippi, South Alabama. Them guys are took care of down there. But if you need it in this area, all the way over to East Mississippi, give me a call. Holler at us. We'll put it in your hands, and we'll do you right. So, but we got to start sponsoring some of these coon hunts, man.
Yeah, we need to do that. As far as I'm on the board of directors for ACHA.
Yeah.
And we have a few big hunts a year. Trying to get one moved back to Alabama. We used to have one in Alabama, and the club that run it, they just wasn't really doing what they said they'd do. So it got moved back to Georgia. But yeah, I mean, as far as I run a coon club in Coleman County.
Yeah.
Ryan's Creek Coon Hunter Association is us, and we're working on getting our other registries, but we have hunts all the time. We'd like to do some benefit hunts for some people and help out that way. So, yeah, anytime. Because a lot of times when you get a dog food company to sponsor a hunt, it's value packed.
Yeah.
And not to say anything bad, I just wouldn't feed it. I mean,
well, and that's the thing about it. There's a lot of folks out there, and, I mean, they feed it because they support the cause. And I agree with that. I do. Yeah, I really do.
Sure.
You got to support what takes care of you.
That's it.
But the thing about it is, you know, we hadn't really got a shot at doing it yet.
Yeah.
And which now we're doing the Kimmer. Yeah. And so there's a lot of squirrel dogs that's probably going to be a little overweight. So, you know.
It ain't hard to get them overweight.
Yeah, I mean, it puts but like I said, it's not just about gaining the weight on them. They got plenty of hunt to them as well,
sure.
The energy. So, but no, we just got to get out there and do that. We've got a few running pins that we're going to go set up at, put some feed in their hands, and we got I think there's 2 Beagle clubs. They're going to have some hunts. I got to get with them. We'll set them up too.
Yeah, there's one out up close to me.
I was going to say or it might have been
Holly
your dad was
Pond, I
telling
believe
me.
it is.
Yeah, he's telling me something.
One of the guys that's on the board of directors with at ACHA, he's a big rabbit hunter.
Yeah.
And he comes to that one every year. Right there, it's a couple miles from my house.
Yeah,
little quiet town of Holly Pond.
That's
Nobody
right.
knows of.
Get it all crunk up with all them dogs hollering.
Yeah.
So on the we get back into the coon hunting stuff now. We done got off on all the high dollar dog feed here. What are you looking at trying to do for the next year? You know what I'm saying? We got a New Year's coming up pretty soon. What's your goal set for next year, and what would you like to see happen within an association or as a whole?
Well, really, I mean, as far as for myself, the goal is, of course, to win the world. I mean, that's your goal. You got 3 different chances at world hunts, 3 different registries, and that's your goal. You want to win the world.
Mm-hmm.
You get the world title, and you've made something. And but as far as a whole, I'd like to see our ACHA grow a little more. It's been one of them things where in the past there were some guys running it that just they wasn't doing things right.
Yeah.
And it's been took over by a new group of guys that are, I mean, they're great at what they do. They care about the association. They want to build it up. And that's what I'd like really to see is just it grow and get more participation, more people to register. I mean, kids, you register your dog in a kid's name in ACHA, it's free. Don't cost you a dime. It's free to register litter puppies.
Well, you can't beat that.
Entry fees at your local clubs, you can set them what you want to. I mean, we can work towards the man that ain't got the money to spend.
Yeah.
You can help people out, and we can pay. You can pay money out. I mean, every hunt we have, you can have a prize money if you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing is if we could get more people involved in it, it would really help and it would grow it a lot.
Yeah. So well, if we had say we had some listeners that were out there and they did want to get involved in it, what do they need to do? Contact you or what?
Get on the internet on Google. Go to worldhunt.org. Mm-hmm. That pulls up ACHA's homepage, and it's ACH BGA because they're a big game association too. We're wanting to incorporate and get with you and figure out and incorporate some hog hunting in it. Yeah. Figure out how to do a competition style for your hog dogs. Mm-hmm. And you got these guys that I know you probably like me. A lot of your dogs, they might not have no papers. They just old backyard dogs.
That's right.
But in this, you can register that dog.
Yeah.
We can have world titles. We can have field trial events for these hog dogs. We've got bear trials. They've got mountain lion trials.
Well, see, and that's the thing about it. You can do so many of these field trials all over the place, but it's so much hard. I don't know why it's so hard to do it with wild hogs, with a wild boar, any kind of. But now we are, like I said, with Ronnie Creek. You know, we're incorporating an actual cast hunt with that. We're gonna see how that goes on a smaller scale, and then, like I said, we'll go from there. We might wind up getting Mr. Chris East over here in Mississippi and running it on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, it's a controlled environment. The places that it's taking place at is in a high fenced area.
Right. So
you don't have to worry about the game or the dogs getting out or none of that. So it can happen. And especially if we can make that happen and show that we're working it and then bring it to an association like that.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it wouldn't work.
No.
Because then they could see and then elaborate on it. Because like the way we're doing the cast hunt stuff it's got a lot of similarities to a coon hunt. That's what we base some of it off of.
Yeah, you got your point system and your times and
have judges and all that. Because right now the only field trials we have is a bay pen.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I go to them all the time. But that also doesn't. You don't judge the hunting the dog either.
No.
That's just how good the dog's going to be.
And you got your guys that are more so like myself are. I've got woods dogs. My dogs might not be that great in a bay pen.
Oh, I've seen actual dogs. That OJ dog of mine I got, that son of a gun will burn it up in a bay pen. He will hammer it. Well, you wouldn't have told him that Sunday before last because he didn't even bark. He just straight ear hold him, and that was it. Literally like you turned a bulldog loose. Now, that's a bay pen dog. Now, in the woods, he's a woods dog.
Yeah.
Very few dogs will do that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of woods dogs, when they get to the bay pen, they're just like, No, there's too much shit going on here. I'm just gonna stand right here with you, buddy.
Yeah, like mine. Ask Nate. He seen mine
We've had a few
firsthand. She went, looked at it, turned around, and she was leaving the pen.
They
She
don't
was
know.
done.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
No.
And we're putting that dog in a weird position. But
Well, for a lot of it goes, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of it is you're turning that dog loose already looking at the pig.
yeah,
These woods dogs, you're not turning them loose.
No.
98% of the time, they're not looking at that pig when
No.
you cut them loose. Yeah, you might have that rare occasion that
where
happens.
we're at, we don't.
But never for us does that
no,
happen.
it's always. There's only been in 17, 18 years, I think maybe 2 occasions where I've seen the hog before
You cut 'em.
turning the dogs
Yeah.
loose. But now, and that's here where we live at now.
Right.
I've also been to other places where you get down where it's big agriculture and open fields and you
Oh,
can see
yeah.
the game. It's a little different, but no, a lot of
A lot of
guys.
mountains where we live and hunt.
Yeah, a lot of guys, they start their dogs out in a pen like that. So, and then a lot of dogs, they're also taught, hey, don't mess with that in that pen.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the pen.
Yeah.
So, and I've been in discussions with a lot of that stuff. But I mean, like I said, I think doing that with the ACHA, if we could incorporate something like that, because I've had 2 or 3 different formats to where we could do an actual registry of our own. I've been involved in a couple of different registries from the foundation part of
Yeah.
it, starting them, know how to do it, and which we've discussed. It was like, man, there's some hog dogs that a lot of people know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like the coon dog stuff. We don't have them out there on a big platform. The biggest thing would be like, with the hogband.com, like the dogs like Goose and Cowboy and
Yeah.
Max and all those dogs. People know them because they're put out there.
Yeah.
The woods dogs aren't. Most woods dogs they don't know it, but it still needs to have some kind of recognition and be able to register. Like you said, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be the actual breed. The breed is a damn hog dog.
That's it. That's it.
But you could have the statistics of it and the merits
Yeah.
that your dog's created over the years.
Yeah, I mean, with ACHA, you might have a dog that's got 4 different dogs in it.
Yeah.
You can still register that thing.
Yeah, see, to me, that's
Nobody else out there doing that. I mean,
No.
really.
no. I think there was one registry we were looking at years ago when we were doing a lot of weight pool stuff, and I can't remember if it was AKC or one of them. They were registering as the All American dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a mutt, literally
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
as straight. You could take it straight and register it. You just couldn't breed it or get registered merit
Right.
and all that. So it's kind of funny how some of those work, but we've got some coon hunts and stuff that's coming up. And like I said, I'm trying to familiarize myself with a lot of them. And do you have anything that you know of that's coming up pretty soon in y'all's area or from y'all's association that you could put out there? We'll say this month or January, whatever.
I know February we're going to have the ACH Little World Hunt. It'll be in, I think it's Milledgeville, Georgia.
Okay.
And that'll be a big thing. That's going to be a big event. It's changed locations.
Yeah.
It's going to you're going to have a field trial, a water race, trig contest. You're going to have bench shows, the night hunt. There's going to be vendors set up. It's going to be at a big fairground. There's going to be places to camp.
Really?
You can put a camper, tent, whatever you want. It's going to be a big deal this year.
That's pretty cool.
And of course, I mean, for any of you coon hunters that would like to get interested in it, I think I don't remember the exact fee. I think it's $25 a year to be a member. And then it's $25, I believe, to register your dog. But once you register, they're registered for life. Of course, every year you got to do yours, but you just hunt in a qualifying event. And if you qualify, you pay I think it's going to be a $200 or $250 entry fee to go to the Little World. And I think there's going to be like $6,000 to win.
That ain't bad at all. It's a pretty good payday.
Not a bad payday for 2 nights of hunting.
No, not at all. That's and I know there's people out there that want to kind of know on the hunts, like you just talking about the payday. What kind of money realistically is out there? Because I've heard some crazy numbers. I'm like, what? That much? And I've heard dogs selling for crazy numbers.
Hey, it's crazy how much a dog will sell for. In my honest opinion, I'm not paying that thousands and thousands of dollars for something that could die on the way home.
Yeah, I mean, you
you
never
can't.
know.
But as far as the the competition goes, PKC's motto's always been, PKC's the place to be. That's where you make your money. That's who pays you money. But now you've got Pro Sport out. Pro Sport has truck hunts. They have $100,000 hunts.
Good Lord.
PKC started a hunt that's $100,000 a win. And like with UKC, now you got what they call in the Tournament of Champions. You win 5 casts in a calendar year, you qualify to hunt in the Tournament of Champions. It's $50,000 a win. There's big money in it, but if you're wanting to go into it to make a living, you're gonna go broke.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun at the end of the day, and I enjoy it. But it's one of the things. If you want to be good and be serious about it, you got to get serious.
Yeah.
My dad always taught me growing up, going to these competition hunts. I'd be a 10, 11-year-old kid going to these competition hunts against grown men.
Yeah.
But I knew my rules. I'd learn, and he'd always tell me, all right, when you draw it on that cast with them other 3 dogs, it's time to go to work. The fun's over.
That's right.
You have fun at the clubhouse. When you go to the woods, it's work time.
Well, that's why it's
business.
competition.
That's it.
You know, if you don't want, if you're not competition, you know, then you pleasure hunt. Then that's time where you can just jack around.
Yeah, you hang out, drink beer if you want to,
That's
whatever
right.
you want to do.
But now when it's out there and it's competition, you've done paid money to be there.
That's it.
That's a job.
And the higher the money that it costs you to enter that hunt,
The more intense level,
the more assholes you deal with.
Yeah. Oh God Almighty. I didn't man when I first. Oh Lord of mercy, I was going over some of the rules, and I was sitting there thinking. I said, my God, what if you had 2 or 3 guys that was buddies and you showed up and drew them on the casts? You're screwed.
You're screwed.
You're screwed.
Yep.
Now, there are honest guys, a lot of honest people, but then there's some.
There's a lot of coon hunters that ain't.
I done figured that shit out. I was like, good Lord. I said, well, you could. So a lot of it depends on that draw.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of it, to win, you might not have the best dog, but if you know the rules, coon hunting, what we'll a lot of times call pencil whipping somebody.
Yeah.
You know the rules better than they do.
That's right.
I'm not going to cheat you. If I got to cheat to win, I'm not going to win. I don't want to hunt. But if I beat you because you didn't know what you was doing, that's your own fault.
You should
have learned.
You should have learned them rules. So, all right, go over that with us. For like I said, because I know quite a bit of it now, but I'm not no damn competition coon hunter. But like for folks that don't know of it, go over like how a cast should go, the rules, how, you know, because you hear people say, "Oh, strike my dog," and this. A lot of folks don't even know what all that means.
Yeah. Well,
go over the scenario with that.
Well, we'll just use, I guess, UKC as an example. You draw up to 4 dogs in a cast. You can have 1, but if you have 1, there's a whole different ordeal about going out with 1 dog. Anyway, the 4-dog cast, you got your point system, 1 through 4. Striking. It's whoever dog barks first. 100 points, 75, 50, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Treeing is 125, 75, 50, 25. And it just depends on whose dog trees first. And that's where a lot of times people will get beat because their dog will go in there and locate a few times. Well, this other dog, he just goes straight in there and he's hammered.
Yep.
Well, he just treated his dog, and you're sitting here screwing around waiting on yours to roll it over.
Yep.
And you've just got beat.
Yep.
And a lot of people, that's how they do get beat. And you got different times. I mean, most of your hunts nowadays are going to be 1-hour cast. And that's because a lot of these local clubs now, they can have 2 hunts in a night. They can do 2 1-hour hunts. Used to be it was 2 hours. Years ago, I don't know if it was like that when I was a little bitty kid, but I remember Dad telling me years ago they were 3-hour competition hunts.
Mm.
And that's a lot of hunting.
Yeah.
And nowadays, there's a lot of places you don't have the land to hunt 3 hours straight.
I was going to say,
I mean, it just
be out of it.
that like the little dog I hunt. If I turn her loose and on a big hunting club somewhere, if she goes out to a mile and she's not struck a coon, she's going until she finds one. Well, she might be 4 miles. she's going to get under one.
She got some get out there and go yonder on. So yeah, that, and you know, I was thinking about that scenario like you just said, like somebody just not knowing. You know, the guy, say your dog did locate first. You strike your dog.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, his dog just runs straight over there. Tree my dog. Go ahead, because I know that dog's already headed over there. Go tree that son of a gun. Because like you said, if people don't know that and they just don't say nothing, they're jacking around. Look, go ahead, let's get it going. Because that dog, if he's any kind of a dog, he's going to go over there too.
Yeah.
Where that dog's barking on the tree.
And see,
at least get them points.
A lot of times that's you don't want that. Like the little dog I hunt, she's not going to back a dog.
She won't back him at all.
She don't care if you've got 17
that's
in
what
this
I'm saying.
tree.
See, you got all
she's
these
going by
dogs.
herself.
Look, and that's what's crazy because, like with the in the hog dog stuff, you want a dog to honor the other dog.
Yeah, so
That's
coon hunting, you don't.
That's what I'm saying. So it's complete. See
Yeah.
me, I'd be like, hell, strike my dog.
Yeah.
He's going over yonder. So that's what I'm saying. I'd get whooped.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be getting some points. I'd be thinking, yeah, I got me some points. And the whole time I'm like, well, shit, I just lost.
Well,
the dog ain't worth a shit.
There's a lot of people that win with in the coon hunt world what we call Me Too dogs.
Yeah.
One's over here working a track. This one's not doing anything. Well, next thing you know, this one's over here. It's like you go, oh, me too.
Yeah.
Let me have some.
That's right.
There's a lot of people win like that, and they may take that dog by itself and it not even know what the hell a coon is.
Yeah.
But with other dogs, they'll go in there and do what that other dog's doing. And I've seen a lot of dogs win hunts like that shouldn't even been in the hunt.
Shouldn't even been hunting. He's like, that's a damn rabbit dog.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do like a $5,000 pot on possums. Straight possums. $5,000 cash money to win a real possum hunt now. I wonder how many coon dogs would be possum dogs then. What do you think? For $5,000? I bet there'll be some blue chicks in that.
I'd try to make mine treat some damn possums. I can guarantee it.
Because you're going to hear a lot of them got, my dog ain't going to treat no damn possum. Shit, he'd be the first one to sign up.
I'll be the first one to tell you. You don't brag about your dogs.
Oh, shit,
as soon as you brag about that dog, it'll turn around and make you the biggest ass you ever been.
Oh, that's a setup for failure.
You take somebody hunting, oh man, mine's look good. She's treed 3 a night for the last week.
Dog
Turn her
ain't
loose, she
gonna do
won't
that.
leave the freaking truck.
She ain't going to leave you
I thought that was a good dog. Well, hell, I thought she was too.
Yep.
But that goes back to what we talked about earlier, being one wore out.
Oh, yeah. And,
You
that's
hunt
the
them
thing.
straight like that, and that night you take somebody, you want her to impress you. She's wore out. She
Yep.
don't want to do it.
And you know, that's the thing about it. And a lot of dogs, they don't really show signs of fatigue until they're just done.
Done, yeah.
But they'll just run until they can't run no more. And then when they're tired, it's like, look, they're not slowing down a little bit. They're just slowed down, and they're just tired.
Yeah.
And but now I've had a few dogs that would start slowing down a little bit and not go as far. And I was like, well, they long day, hot, they wore out.
Well, a lot of times with your coonhounds too, they're the type, or for the most part, from what we've owned and I've hunted, they're the type when they do get tired, they might not necessarily quit on you. They might do something stupid.
Yeah.
They might go tree that possum or run that armadillo just because they're wore out. That Adam, he's got a female that she was nice and still is. I took her. I'd been out of coon hunting for a couple of years when I first got married, had kids. Quit for a while, and I got back in it, and we went to the Alabama State hunt. Another dog I'd never been hunting with. I didn't know what I watched videos of her treeing on the way to Clanton that night.
Yeah.
Got down there and I won the state hunt. Placed first overall that night. And she's a nice dog. She's a night champion, but she's got up in her age. She's been hunted a lot, and she's just wore out.
Yeah.
Adam will tell you he loves the dogs. I mean, she'll die at his place. God forbid when that happens.
Yeah.
Because we all love the dog. But she's just got to where you take her hunting and she might go tree a coon and she might just want to hang out with you and be your buddy.
And
She's done it all her life.
So she's put in.
She's
her
proven
time.
herself.
Yeah,
she's put in her time.
So on the days that she don't really feel like
You
it's
can't
like,
get
man,
mad at her.
I
It's,
don't care.
that's
I'm
all
saying,
right.
well,
Just hang out.
I've got a couple of dogs. I'm like, I don't care if they even leave. I don't
Yeah.
care what they do. They're gonna stay right here though.
That's it.
I don't care if they ever put nothing else on the tailgate. They're gonna give it all, and I know like they give everything they've got,
Oh yeah.
and so they've earned their feed bowl.
That's like that red bone male dog I got. He's I think coming 7. I didn't train him. I bought him, but he was a little younger when I bought him. And that little dog is ACH Youth Reserve World Champion. He made the top 16 ACH Little World Hunt. He's been in, I think, 14 competition hunts, and he's won 12.
Damn.
He's proven himself. He's retired. He's actually at a buddy of mine's house on the chain because all my hog dogs, I didn't have room for him. But he don't. We take him hunting every once in a while, and he'll go tree him a coon, put him in the truck, turn him loose again, and he won't leave your feet. He's done his job. He's done for the night.
He's getting old.
But that's just, you got dogs like that.
Oh yeah, and that's in pretty much every breed, every style of hunting. You get dogs that just they didn't. Well, it's the same way with people.
Yeah.
When you're in teens and your early 20s. Hell, you do, and then you get your 30s.
You
You
slow it down a little
then you
bit.
hit 40s and 50s, and you're like, man, I ain't doing shit today.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody gonna make me change it either. You ain't
No.
making me do shit. So
No, that's the same way with them dogs. It don't matter. You can beat the hell out of them all you want to. But if they got their mind made up, they ain't gonna do it.
that's right. That's right. On the I'm back on the coon hunting side. What's the most that you've heard of a dog selling for?
I heard, I can't remember whose dog it was, or even the dog's name. I heard one time going for close to 50,000.
Yeah.
I seen one the other day online. Dog's 7 or 8 year old. He's got over 80,000 won in his lifetime winnings, and I think they would want $25,000 for the dog.
Hey.
He's 7 year old.
Yeah.
The dog, yeah, he might live till he's 15, but he might die next week.
Yeah. He's already.
And my luck, if I go spend that 25,000 on him,
Yeah.
and if drive way off to get him, he gonna die before I get him home. That's just the way my luck goes. But
And I understand that's the way mine is too. I was talking to some guys down here, and they were talking about some of the wipeout dogs. I think it was like Wipeout Echo or one of them.
yeah, there's a
selling
lot of
for-
wipeout dogs out
Selling
there.
100 Wipeout Echo. That's who I want to say it was, and please don't hold me to that. So for 105 or 125,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. There's
And I
a
mean,
lot
this
of
has just been recent. They're like, it's ridiculous. There was two dogs that they were talking about, and one was 105, one was 125. I'm about positive that's what they said it was.
there.
God damn, that's a lot of money.
You dang right it is.
But I wonder how much the damn dogs have won though.
They've won
Yeah.
a lot, and
Yeah.
the people that buy dogs like that,
They don't even hunt them.
they don't hunt them. They
No.
never seen the
don't
damn
even see-
dog.
Exactly. That's what
They call their handler and say, "Hey, I just bought this dog. Go pick it up and start hunting it.
Yeah.
Put it in the hunt."
That's literally what happened. And one of the guys had just won a truck in a truck hunt. Hell, I can't remember who it was. Well, shit. But it's the first time I'd ever met him. Like I said, we were just discussing stuff, and I was like, man, I just couldn't believe how much some of this stuff was going for.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, shit, I need to
ridiculous.
get me a coon dog, man.
I'm telling you. And
But if
thing
I'm gonna
about
stay
it,
out 3 or 4 nights a week, it's gonna be on hogs.
yeah,
I don't know if I can coon hunt that much.
I'm
Which
about
I
getting that
probably
way.
would. I mean, because there's a lot of times, like during deer season, you know, and I'm not saying it's easier to coon hunt than it is to hog hunt.
It
But
is.
but if-
during deer season, it
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
Because
But
you got a
if
lot
take
of public
If
land.
you take 1 or 2 dogs out, that's a whole different ball game than us taking 10.
Well, yeah. And you
You
got
know.
a lot of this public land that,
Well, we can't
The-
hog hunt shit on public
no,
land.
but you can coon hunt it.
Yeah,
You got the Tennessee Valley Authority land. We hunt it all the time.
yeah,
You got places like Wheeler Wildlife Refuge. It's only open 2 months out of the year, but that's another public land to hunt. And with hog hunting, a lot of times, you know, like you said, you can't hunt this public land.
no, we've got certain areas that we can, and it's like right now you can't hunt at night.
Yeah. And the state wants them gone, but
Oh,
they don't want to let you do nothing about getting rid of them.
Oh, it's
I mean-
it's a never-ending process because
You can hunt these hogs, but now you can't do it with a gun. You can't do it with dogs. You can't do it this time of year. You can't do it at night. Well, hell, when can I do it then? And
Yeah.
what can I do it with? You want me to go shoot them with a slingshot?
and it's like I said, you know, we've been on that subject several times. The restrictions that they've done. When I first started doing it, you could do whatever. There was no restrictions. There
Yeah.
was no rules, no regulations. Once you caught it, it was yours. That was it.
Yeah, now the state got
And
involved.
now it's a whole different ball game. And now, what I don't understand is all counties are populated. There's pigs in every single county in the state of Alabama now.
Yeah.
So, okay, what are we going to hurt down? We're not going to spread it around. They're already there.
Yeah, they're there.
So now what you need to do is pull the gloves off and say, all right, now get a hold of them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing about it. There's other states that they allow the transport of hogs. They allow you to have them, to have holding facilities.
Mhm.
And there's other states that you can sell them. There's an outlet of avenue. There, you can make money doing
Sure.
it. The state can.
And if we could have a bay pen in Alabama,
Oh, my
you talk about the revenue it could bring.
I talked to
It'd be unreal.
me and Jake had talked, and you know he's Jake is a realistic person. He shoots you pretty straight. You know, and he was telling me some of the figures of the money that brings to the towns and communities where these hog bays are held. I mean, like Uncle Earl's, that
I bet
place,
every hotel in close to
you
that
can't
town is
find
slap
one.
full.
It literally, we were 40 minutes
Booked
away.
months in advance, probably.
We were 40 minutes away, the closest hotel, and it literally tripled or quadrupled the size of the whole area.
Yeah.
Every little store, you stop and think, those little stores, they might see 10 customers a day.
They're seeing 40 this weekend.
Oh, or more. They might be 140
Yeah.
because everybody's gonna stop getting cold beer.
That's it.
You know, whatever snacks and the Dollar General down there. Let me tell you what, that's something gonna get sold out. And every little restaurant, all the little fast food places,
Stays full.
they stay packed. There's a lot of revenue, and it can really help. So, but we're working on it. We've been working on it a little bit. We're still
Maybe
working
we'll
on it.
get it there. I mean, as far as you talk about the public land not being able to hog hunt, and coon hunting gets you same way as far as private landowners.
Yeah.
I see private people that own private land all the time. Oh man, I got a hog problem. I got a bad hog problem. Hey, we got dogs. We'll come. No, we don't want dogs on our land.
Yeah.
We don't want you to run a deer off. Well, you can't coon hunt during deer season. You'll run a deer off. Now, I'll tell you real quick.
Those aren't deer dogs.
My dogs ain't deer dogs. If they run a deer, they don't stay at my house long. They go to Fayette County to a buddy of mine's house to run deer dogs.
Yeah, and
I mean,
that's the thing about it.
I don't keep a dog that runs deer. I used to have pictures on the other phone that I could show you. One night in particular, dog, we had 4 coonhounds treat. And I mean, they were blowing the top out of that tree. Loud as could be, 400 yards from the truck. We get in there, there's the prettiest, probably 140-inch 10-point buck, bedded down 10 yards from the tree.
Yeah.
He just watches them.
Yeah.
Never got up, never left.
We literally had to run the deer off. I mean, like, the dogs wouldn't do it because the dogs they're not messing.
They're not deer dogs.
But the dogs are sitting there looking, and these damn deer, especially younger deer, they'll walk out and look at them like, what is this?
Yeah.
They're really curious. And so we're having to run, we're trying to run the deer off ourselves because, number one, the dogs ain't running nothing off. And I've spotted more big deer while I was hunting. And I've called people, I'm like, hey, go over here in the morning. You kill you a good one.
And that's the thing people don't understand. Our dogs don't run deer. Yeah, we go coon hunt. Say we got that hunt club in Marion County. We coon hunted last weekend. We don't care. It's deer season. We go in there, and our dogs ain't running them deer, but I'll go ahead and tell you, we keeping them deer up. If we're hunting it all night, they're awake. But guess what? Go get your butt in that stand the next morning. You'll probably kill the biggest buck you ever seen.
Yep.
Or get a chance at a good deer because you're just keeping them up. A deer has its own home, just like a human does.
Oh, yeah.
It don't matter if you run that son of a gun 10 miles.
That's what I was fixing
He's coming right back to his house that night.
Look at the clubs that run deer dogs.
Yeah, how do you think they keep running deer year after year, weekend after weekend?
Yeah, every weekend.
Them deer coming right back
every
where you
day.
jumped them.
Like every day they go, they're running deer, or they wouldn't be paying them big money to be on a lease. So that just goes, if a dog was running a deer, it's not coming back.
Nah, bullcrap. Nah,
yeah, I mean,
that
he's
bastard's
coming back. Yeah, he's coming back. Shit.
They got their home.
And we've been out there last night. I got a bait pile, went and put out a couple of traps. We got a bunch of shoats and small pigs coming in, so I'm going to try to catch some of these. That way when I turn dogs loose, I ain't running all these 30-pounders.
Yeah. Something a little bigger.
Within 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And I mean, I'm out there and I'm digging a hole with a shovel to fill, so I can keep the hogs there working the bait piles. We ain't even out of sight yet. Here come deer. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Right, they're not worried about it.
They don't care. They don't care. I've got a spot at our club that I keep bait on. And I went in here a few weeks ago to put some more feed out. And I went in and I seen a whitetail through the wood, and I looked and there was 3 does about 80 yards from where I've been feeding. And they just stood there and watched me. I drove all the way in on the four-wheeler, dumped the feed out. I left. 15 minutes after I left, my cell cam goes off. Them same deer standing on that pile.
Right back at it.
The baiting is so legal nowadays that these deer hear that four-wheeler coming through the woods, it's dinner bell.
So that's what we go down to South Texas, and literally you could drive the truck down to Sendero. You got a corn slinger, you kick it on, it's sitting there slinging corn
and
out.
Deer probably running behind you.
They literally ran behind the truck. It blew my mind. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. I mean, it was, hey, it is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about it now is everybody baits.
It is. And it makes it harder not to get on deer hunting.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it makes it harder on your deer hunters for the fact of you got these guys that I don't want to bait. I'd rather just plant my food plot, hunt the hardwoods. But like where we're at, it's got to the point where if you don't
You
have
have
corn
to.
out,
You're not
you're
gonna
not going to
see
see
no
any deer.
Exactly.
Because the guy next door is feeding corn, and we're feeding probably 1,500 pounds a week right now.
Oh yeah, you got to pump it to them.
And that's the only way you're going to see deer. I mean, I've not been hunting over corn because we've been out and we ain't put any out. And the spots we have put it, we're not hunting right now. And the spots I've been hunting, I've not seen a deer in 12 days.
Damn.
And that's because they ain't got nothing to eat.
Yeah,
You got a green field there, but they don't want to eat
They don't want that.
And there's so much corn this, corn that. People don't understand. Yeah, the corn gets them coming.
It's not
That
good for
corn
'em.
don't have anything in it to benefit that deer.
Exactly. It's not good for them.
That 13 way you plant in that food plot, that's what they need.
Exactly.
But when you put that pile of corn in the end of the green field,
Well, it's just like giving.
and all them deer coming to that one pile, and
It's
they're
like
not
throwing a
feeding.
little Debbie cake out there or asparagus out there. What are you gonna get?
I'm gonna eat the little
You
bit.
damn right, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
eat that
same
little Debbie
thing.
every time. Diabetes to the moon, baby.
People want to know, we can't grow big bucks, and we're bad about it. We're going to try to incorporate this year some supplements and stuff, but well, man, we feed corn like crazy, but our bucks, we just can't get them. There's nothing in that corn helping them deer.
Yeah.
It's just a filler. Is all
That's
it is.
it.
It's a filler.
Well, they get overcome with the whole, what I call it, the buck madness. You know, they want to kill a buck's a good buck. They forget the basics.
That's it.
Yeah. So now it's like, well, if we got the does coming in right here, the bucks will be there. So we're gonna feed all this corn.
Yeah.
Keep
We
the
gonna
does
shoot
coming.
these does.
Exactly. No, look, you need to cook. Well, we're gonna have another episode on this shit.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it's true. And the thing about it is, used to you could go get a corn feeder with a hog dog, coon dog,
Yeah.
hell, squirrel dog. You could stir something up, get you a run going and all that. But like I said, it's even that bad now. There's so much now.
Yeah.
Every single person's got feeders out. It's like, you
Well,
can't even hardly coon hunt over a damn feeder.
Hey, and back to the coon hunting. The public land that we do hunt, that's the land we hunt. A lot of times we call it places that you make a dog. You
Yeah.
find out what your dogs are.
That's
Because so many people nowadays won't let you hunt. That so many people are hunting this public land, and you might have old Joe goes in here 3 hours before you get there, trees 6, and he killed every one of them.
Yep.
And then you go in there behind him, and your dog
Yeah.
goes in there and trees all 6 of them trees. And you think, well, shit, this son of a bitch ain't doing nothing but slick treeing.
Yep.
No,
You
your
don't
dog,
know.
there was a coon there.
Yep.
But you just don't know it.
That's right.
And that's a lot of what happens at Wheeler Wildlife Refuge. There's so many people that coon hunt that place. People think, I can't tree a coon up there. And we're bad about it. You'll think your dog's slick treeing. But you may have old so-and-so went before you and shot a bunch out. It's difficult.
We was talking to some guys, and they hunt some public land. They squirrel hunting, same place we do. And they're like, man, you ever been down here? So, oh, yeah, I've been down here a time or two. Which I don't hunt it near as much. Like Jared and them, they hunted a lot.
Yeah.
And this is something that I ain't even told Boog this. But a guy was talking about going down there to the same spot that we've been. He said, man, I just ain't never killed it down there. Well, no shit, because we hunted this afternoon. They knocked
Shot
out 30.
15,
They
yeah.
thought 35.
Good, man.
20, let me go back. 22, 28, 32, and 17. That week, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I think it wound up being like 104, 105. Like, you're not going to kill nothing behind us.
No.
And like you said, those guys, I mean, they went the next morning. We was there that afternoon. The day before.
Yeah.
But it's public land. And I didn't know this,
Yeah.
until we got to thinking, they got to talking. I was like, when y'all go? I was like, shit, that's what I told him. I said, well, hell, they was up there the day before blowing the tops out of them. And he was like, well, hell, they couldn't have killed that many. I said, well, I killed 32. What? I'm like, yeah, I mean, however many a 4-man limit is, or 3, however many guys are going, that's the limit we're killing. And it's like, and the thing about it is, honestly, we ain't even going in there knocking them all out because we're knocking that many out every time.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, it's just because y'all are literally going right behind us.
Right.
That was the only issue I ever had, like, even on private land, if somebody else hunted it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad that guy's hunting. Me and Caleb Smith talked about it today. I said, a lot of landowners, they're like, what's my land? I can let whoever hunt it. Yes, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You're right to
Yeah,
do that.
you got your right.
But let me know who's hunting it. Now, let me communicate with them.
Exactly.
Because if they hunt on Monday and Tuesday nights, and I hunt Friday and Saturday, well, we're good.
Yeah.
Or if they hunt only one night a month, or one day a month, we're good because
Right.
we can work with each other. But if I don't even know who it is, and he just come in there that evening, and then I go the next morning, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it can really slow things down.
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't mean that there's nothing there. It's just not there right then.
Right.
So there's a lot of similarities in the coon hunting stuff as it is with the hog hunting stuff.
Oh yeah.
Especially because there's a lot of people, they just don't want you to do it.
No, they just don't understand.
I don't want you to do it because
Now-
it's got dogs.
And you got people out there that just the big side of it is your hog hunting. That's cruelty. No, it ain't. That dog loves what it does.
And you get people out like you said with the dogs. They're like, oh, I really don't want dogs and all this stuff. You know, I got cows over here on this corner, and I understand that part.
I do too.
But then you'll let this lunatic with a freaking AR-10 and night vision or thermal
Come in there and shoot
Now
them
I got
on the
dogs,
hogs.
we got all stuff. That's fine. But these guys literally haven't done anything yet, don't know nothing. And it's their first night out. And you'll let them go in there around all your damn big old Anguses, cut loose with a damn 300 blackout.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
you worried about our dog running your cow.
let cow kick that damn dog and send him on his
Well,
way.
not only that, just like we do, and I know you do, and probably all your hog hunters nowadays do, you got Garmins with shot collars for a reason.
Yes.
That dog gets after that cow, I'm bringing him right back to me.
Oh, he's
that
gonna
simple. One button. He's coming
gonna
back.
learn. He's going
I
to
mean-
learn. We had some learn last week. You know, and that's another thing is take advantage of that opportunity. Say you do have a mishap. Say your dog did get over in the cow pasture and he's out there running around barking.
That's a learning experience for the dog
take
right there.
advantage of it.
That's it.
Wear him out.
Yep.
You ain't got to get overboard with it, but if you take that advantage and do it right then, it don't matter if it's a coon dog, a squirrel dog,
whatever
whatever.
it is. Get
Take
their attention.
that advantage of it, put him on the right track.
Yep.
Because if he continues to do that, then that's on you.
Yeah.
If you let him,
Because you didn't correct it.
that's right. You got to correct that. The handler's got to get on board and keep that path straight and narrow. Because if you don't, then the dog, all he knows is it's game. Hey, let's do it.
That's it.
So, but well, trying to think of anything else we can touch on the coon hunting side of it.
Yeah, there's always another episode. We can
Oh
do
yeah,
for
well
it.
no, we'll get some more. We got
Anytime.
plenty of time. So,
I enjoy
well,
coming.
hey, I'm glad you got on here. I wanted to. I've got about 10,000 people that I want to thank as usual,
Oh yeah.
and hardly ever do I get to go over any of them because number one, I don't want to leave anybody out. Number
Yep.
two, I don't have that much time on the end of an episode. But I do want to say thank you to anybody who supports dog hunting
Yes.
at all.
For sure.
I want to say thank you to all the feed companies out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're-
not
we're-
just Showtime. all of them.
We're partial to our showtime now. We love you. And, thank you to hogbaying.com for keeping a lot of bay pens going. Thank you to, we got Broughton Island Bay Pen coming up.
Yep.
We're going to get out there and see them.
That'll be a good time.
Thank you to Mr. Mark Bannister for keeping Hickory Crossings going for 30 damn years.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many of them. Lance Criswell, we love you, brother. He's been one of our biggest supporters since we first started. Slade Trammell down there in Nixon, Texas. Thank you for that. We went down there with them, El Perro Loco. It was a great trip. Wildest weather I've been in. We were literally sweating at 9:30 that morning, and at 11 o'clock it's damn snowing. I was like, what in the hell's going on? Had a good trip on that. We've got to see a lot of stuff the past couple months. Thanks for everybody that has supported us doing this store.
Yeah.
And becoming a supply company. And we want to be the best that we can be. So anything that you guys see that we can do better, let us know. We want to, we got a lot of guys out there in the social media world that's really picking things up. And I mean, like you watch some of, like Goose,
Yeah.
that's how you start talking about the bay pen.
Yeah,
Randy
that's how I got
Burrell and his
interested.
dogs, they do great. Which all the dogs are good dogs. I mean, Goose is exceptional,
Right.
and I let Randy run him. He's my dog really. But I try not to tell everybody that shit. But I just let Randy feel good about it. But there's a handful of folks out there that really keep the hog dog stuff stirred up and going.
Right. Yeah.
You got Uncle Pat. He's always into something. Pat Louie. He's always got some kind of shit going on. He's a great guy. He's a wealth of knowledge. You got Ed Barnes, Tusker's Magazine, that crew.
Yep.
Great folks. They keep us in touch. And they still put out actual public publication that you can sit and read.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to them. Get you magazine. I think it's how much is it? $25 a year for subscription. So you need to holler at Ed Barnes and do that. Like I said, we got the Boars and Broads guys. They're always got something going on. And,
yeah.
Hey, they're not just pretty
Them guys
faces.
are hang around
They
too.
actually hunt a little bit sometimes, which they do take. They're probably taking them hogs out of a pen and turning them loose. I imagine that's
Yeah,
what Ryan and
probably.
Carter do. I imagine. Yeah, and we got to meet Brandon Munoz and I don't know. There was probably about 6 or 8 other folks down there we got to meet in South Texas, and it was. Hey, their damn dogs jam up like they were woods dogs, but they went to the bait pen just like it wasn't nothing. I was like, shit, those are actually really good dogs. So that's what a good dog looks like.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but and so now, like I said, with that being said, I want to thank Justin for being on here this evening and giving us some more insight on the coon dog side of it. Him being a hog hunter as well, so it's a dual purpose thing. I've got 2 or 3 more guests lined up as well to touch on some of this stuff. I've got one guy that's just, he's straight. All he does is competition stuff. That's it. Then I got another guy. Oh, he will not do competition stuff. He's just straight pleasure.
Well, and you got those guys.
And that's the thing. And I want to have that out there, and I want to see. And it's not like tit for tat or nothing. It's just, hey, let's just all of us get along.
It's all different. Everybody's got a different.
And we're
Everybody
all
trains
running-
a dog different.
We're
Everybody
all
hunts
running
one
dogs.
different.
That's the thing about
That's it. We're all hunting dogs.
And we all got to stick together. Keep preaching this. We got however many breed clubs we got out there by the caboodles of them.
Yes.
They can be a blessing and a curse. So the ones that are the real deal, you guys need to stick together, keep your shit together, do what you say you're going to do, and try to run your associations the best that you can. Hey, if you hurt somebody's feelings, so what? Just keep on, move on.
We always going to.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You can't please everybody.
Nope, exactly. So make sure that, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, follow, and do all that stuff on all social media platforms. Spotify, y'all hit us up. Leave us some comments. Send me some messages. No real weird porn or none of that shit. But y'all come hunt with us sometime, especially after deer season. Deer season's over February the 11th.
Yep.
Y'all come hunt
We'll
with
be
us.
wide open like a case knife.
Let me tell you something. We've got some new properties, and we are going to burn some hogs' asses up.
Catching some pigs.
That's right. We're going to get Justin's dad to go with us. He's probably not going to do nothing but just tell us how shitty our dogs are.
And how we're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's it. Well, he's the old man. He's older than I am, so I can say that.
Yeah. I didn't say
He
that.
ain't much older
If
than
he
me.
listens, I didn't say that. You did.
He told me how old you was. So, hey, yeah, Nate said all of us are old and shit. So, hey, guys, we appreciate y'all. Thanks a whole lot. Keep them hounds on the ground. See y'all.